This week on Dumb Pitches, our guest is Ali Clayton, and we go back to the childhood decisions that maybe formed us. Sledding, using a lawnmower, using fart spray to cover up, having smoked, and then one of the greatest parenting moves I've ever heard, Ali's mom giving her a note for her field trip to say that she can smoke on the field trip. It's beautiful, and it's a fantastic episode. Here we go, Dumb Pitches.
What a bunch of dumb pitches. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to another episode of Dumb Pitches with Monica Nevi. I'm Monica Nevi, your host. This is the show where we talk to successful people about their worst ideas. So excited for our guest this week. Ali Clayton is here. Hello.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for doing it. So excited. You're in New York, but we're mostly here to talk about your new album that's coming out. And we do like to start with some good stuff first before we get into your bad ideas, so people don't think you've only had bad ideas. So Ali Clayton, you're in New York now, but that you're from the South. You're from North Carolina. Is that true? Yes.
Yep. Yeah, born and
North
raised in the middle
Carolina.
of nowhere, North Carolina.
Nice.
Yeah.
Then you did comedy in Chicago for a long time. Now in New York City, and you have your own podcast called Y'all Gay.
I do.
I love. You're on Sirius XM. You've been on Vice. You Vulture. You've been named some for the podcast podcasts to listen to kind of stuff. I mean, you're doing stuff, and now you got this new album coming out with Blonde Medicine called Country Queer. When does it come out and all that fun stuff?
It drops May 31st. You can pre-order now, and we'll have vinyl and downloads available.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's cool.
I've been doing comedy for 15 years, so it was kind of like taking all my favorites.
Is this the first album you've done?
It is the first album. I had a lot of friends that would like self-produce theirs, and I always just said I'll do it when somebody asks me to do it.
Yeah.
And
I did that too.
Blonde.
Yeah, mine. I was like 8 years in or something. Like, it was a considerable amount of time for sure.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like some comedians will do one like 3 years in, and I'm like, oh, I would be canceled if I had an album out 3 years in. Just totally screwed.
Like, don't say you cringe at the beginning as you get farther and farther away from it. You're like, why would I say that? But whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's part of this social media thing too, is like you feel like you need to be putting up clips, and when you first start, I'm like, please don't do that, you guys. Please don't do that. Oh, terrible. Well, that's exciting. Okay, where did you record it?
I recorded it in Milwaukee at the Laugh and Tap.
Nice.
I knew I wanted to do it in the Midwest. I considered Chicago, but I'd recently headlined a big show in Chicago, so I chose the Laughing Tap, and it was awesome. I love a Midwest crowd.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that. I've never done the Laughing Tap, but what did I say? Laughing Tap.
Which is funny because it's
really
also
good things.
A lot of beers, and I'm an alcoholic. It's like a tap for so many beers on tap.
There you go.
But they had me a non-alcoholic option, so I appreciated that.
Nice. That's great. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Well, that's exciting. Okay, so May 31st, you can probably pre-order. Is there like a pre-order and stuff? Perfect. We'll put that in the description.
Pre-order is out. You can pre-order now, and then it will drop May 31st, right before Pride, just in time.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah. And will you tell us a little bit about your podcast then?
Yeah. So y'all,
what's the structure of that?
There is none. It has a question mark. So it's y'all gay? We're like, what does our family ask us when we're home? But my best friend and fellow comedian Ever Maynard is my podcast co-host, and they grew up in Texas and I grew up in North Carolina. So we talk a lot about like Southern culture and being from the South, but being queer and like what those experiences are. It's a lot of storytelling. We have guests every now and then, but a lot of times it's just us shooting the shit. We improvise some, make up fake products we're selling,
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, everyone wants a candle that smells like puppy breath, And then they're like, "Can we really get this?" And I'm like, "No, no, no." Half
Well,
of
that's
this, but
perfect.
now we're doing ads, like we are doing real ads, so now it's confusing because we have so many fake
Like,
ads as
wait, is
well.
this a real one or is this a fake one?
Yeah,
That's great. Well, that's a great crossover then for this show. That's fantastic.
yeah.
Okay, well, perfect. Why don't
Oh,
we
good, you're
get into
sorry, I
your
keep
bad
cutting you
ideas?
off, you were frozen.
That's okay. Yeah, it'll be just fine. I'll try and slow down a little bit, but
Oh, no, you're good.
yeah. So with the fake ads, I think that's perfect transition into your bad ideas. So what did you bring us when you heard the criteria for the bad ideas? What did you think of?
I so I thought of some Southern ones that I've had,
Okay, perfect.
like, we decided to put a sled, like a plastic sled, or what do y'all call it, toboggan or something? A plastic sled
Mhm.
on the back of a lawnmower, which is a really good time, but you can't do that on cement without their
Oh,
quickly rubbing a hole into the plastic, and then you get that nice sidewalk burn on your ass. Um,
yeah. Okay. So wait, so you like attached it to the back of the lawnmower
n-
to like
yes, no,
drag it around.
yeah,
Okay.
just redneck
It-
sledding through the yard.
and then on the cement, that's pretty ballsy in that, I mean, a lawnmower, you could mow the lawn at the same time to put it on the grass, but maybe that wasn't an option.
No, no, yeah. So that was a very stupid one. I got a horrible like skinned butt from it. My parents are like, "What are
It
you
seems
thinking?"
like
I'm like, "You're not watching us. We're doing whatever we
yeah,
want."
or whatever, yeah. That seems like maybe only one person got one ride, like, it didn't last very long.
And it was me.
It was you.
Yeah.
That's great. Oh my gosh, we did a I don't remember why we thought this was a good idea, but we had a slip and slide, like a tarp that you slide down with the water.
Yeah.
That it was like one that was store bought though, so it was like a lane, and we put
Yeah.
it on the grass strip that's in between the sidewalk and the road, like just that one little
Oh, yeah.
strip, which I'm pretty sure my friend's mom, like, saw us doing this and was like, "Yeah, that's fine." And so I, like, slid off the side of it and just dragged my leg against the cement for, like, the 20 feet, just, like, my
Oh.
bare leg on the I have a scar from it still. That's what it reminded me of because 'cause I'm like, "Do you have a scar from this
I
sledding
don't I
lawn
don't have
sledding?"
a lawn sledding. Yeah, I don't, have a scar from that. I do have a scar from another horrible idea I had as a child, which was to roast a Tootsie Roll, and it fell on my leg. So people always think somebody put a cigarette out on me, but I'm like, "Actually, it's a
Oh.
Tootsie Roll burn."
Tootsie Roll burn. It's not they're like, "Oh, that makes sense." That yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about I have a couple I used to, like, put stuff in candles all the time. Melting stuff
Yes.
and fire was, like, very fun when it so I have a scar across my finger that's, like I forget which one it's on, but, I put, like, a juice straw, the plastic straw from, like, a juice box in there, and
Oh,
then it, like, melted onto my finger and, like, stuck there and, like, burned the shit out of my finger.
I loved
I don't
sticking all my fingers in and then, like, peeling them off.
Yeah, oh, the wax, oh my gosh. I played with
Yeah,
candle wax a lot. Anyways, this
a
is really
lot.
bringing me back.
And
This is good nostalgia of stupid childhood ideas.
yeah. Um, yeah, and then, like, can't you grow up and they're like, "Oh, it's so sexual, candle wax." And I'm like, "No, that's really just more for" oh, do you not know anybody that do candle wax play? I don't
Yeah.
get it.
No, I've seen it before, but I don't know if this is too much information, but I don't like any pain at all. during
Me neither.
sexual relations. So any of the like burning or hitting or choking or any of that, I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah. No, I'm
Even if
good.
I'm like a little uncomfortable, I'm like, this is ruining it for me. I can't.
And if you
I
were
can't
like,
do
choke
anything.
me, I will cry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Is this okay? Am I killing you?
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. No. And my wife also. It's very comfortable. Sexual relations between us. We're like, is everything, the temperature's got to be right, and we're just it's a lot of loving. So yeah, there's no candle wax. We're not using it, at least, maybe there's a candle on somewhere, but okay, what else did you think of? I like that one. That's a lot of stuff to be able to, the fact that you were using the lawnmower as children.
Right?
Didn't even really think about that part.
Well, my nanny was, my dad's a lawyer, and so the guy that watched us the most was a recovering crackhead that had started to do well, so my dad hired him to mow our yard and watch his kids.
Oh my
So,
God.
I guess he
Used to
wasn't
put 'em
doing a great
together.
job. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's all right. Okay. What else did you think of?
Well, I smoked from 12 to 30, so hardcore. And when I was a preteen, trying to cover it up, I had this great idea one time because I was like, "Oh, they won't realize I was smoking in my room if I cover up with this." And I stole, my brother had prank fart spray. So I just sprayed that all over, but it smelled so bad that I barfed, and so it's like, I
Oh my
really
goodness.
went to town. I was like, "They'll never know. They'll just think I shit myself, I guess." I don't know.
That is such a I like had friends who smoked in high school, and so it was common to try and like cover it up. But I don't think I've ever heard of anyone being like, "But what if it was a bad smell?" Like,
Yeah, right?
that's
Just
so
like,
funny, and that's gross. But
it's disgusting, yeah. Yeah, I'm like, I tried Country Apple a bunch, if you remember the Bath and Body Works scents,
yeah,
but wasn't doing the trick. So I figured fart spray, but it made me throw up.
that's so funny. Well, I mean, so you actually threw up? Like, what did it? Did it
It just,
work? Like, did
I
your
was just like,
parents
I gotta
know you were
spray.
smoking?
I just gotta spray as much as no, my mom came in and was like, and I was like, "Mama, I need the stuff to clean the carpet." I threw up, and she was like, "Oh God." And she went and got it, and she came in my room, and she was like, and, like, had to go out. It was so bad. Um yeah.
That's crazy that it would be that. Okay, so like whatever joke
It
store
was
type of
really
joke
intense.
store. But I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's like, did it? This is a weird question, but did it? What did it smell like? Did it actually smell like a fart, or did it was just like terrible, like garbage or smell or something?
I would imagine if someone just shot diarrhea straight up your nose, is what I would say.
It's so disturbing of a visual,
It's
but oh, that's so gross. That is so hilarious to me. I don't know. I can't even wrap my mind around you thinking like, "Oh, what if this is?" I mean, it's a strong smell, so I mean, I understand, I guess, the thought process of it covering it up, but I've just never heard of anyone being like, "What about a bad smell?" And then if it did work where you hadn't thrown up, you'd be like, "This is what I do every time." So then what? Your family
Right.
just thinks you shit your pants all the time or something? Oh my God. Did your brother know that you had used, like, did he know what it was?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he caught me
Okay.
one time smoking. Him and his friend hid in the closet, and I was, like, smoking in my room, and then all of a sudden, they just jumped out of the closet and were like, "Caught ya!" And I grabbed a Bible, and I was like, "I swear to God, I'll never do it again." Because there's always a Bible handy. Like,
I was
they're
gonna
near.
say.
They're around. Um Yeah, so he didn't notice, but he did protect me with fart spray one time because I was at a sleepover as a teenager, and I guess my parents had a big party and people were having sex in my bed, and my brother went and sprayed fart spray all underneath the door, and then they started gagging and came out. He was like, "I saved your bed." I was like, "Thank you, you're such a good brother."
Wow. Who, as an adult, is like, I'm going to go hook up in a child's bed? That's weird.
Rusty Roll and Teresa something. I can't remember her last name.
You're like, I remember specifically. That's hilarious.
Yes.
Rusty Roll? Is that what you just said?
Yes, that was his name. Rusty Roll.
I mean, that's why you remember that one. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So he protected you with the fart spray. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it came in.
powerful stuff. I feel like everyone's gagging. It's just more of a vomit-inducing, what is it, Epicac or something that you drink to make yourself vomit. You could just use the fart spray.
Oh, I love that you thought I would know that vocabulary word.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, okay. Can I ask? So I smoked a little bit when I was
Okay.
like in my 20s, and I had already started doing stand up and stuff, but never like, I think, addicted enough to be like, if it was too cold, I just wouldn't. So I was like, I don't know if I'm like really a smoker, but
Mhm.
when you started when you were really young, like, how did you, like, 12 seems really early. Were there other kids smoking, or did you see other people do it, and how were you trying to like hide it?
The first time I tried a cigarette, I was 8, and that was we had 25 acres of, farmland out in the middle of nowhere, and the guys that would feed the horses and things like that, they would throw their cigarette butts on the ground, so I would follow these grown men around, and then when they dropped their lit cigarette, I would, like, pick it up and walk through the yard, like, smoking. Again, parents did not notice. Just nowhere to
Yeah,
be seen.
that's
Um,
hilarious.
but yeah, by, like, 12, 13, I was, like, a regular smoker, and at, my parents wouldn't allow me to, but at it was my aunt's house, but I call her Uncle Cindy. At Uncle Cindy's trailer, if you were at the trailer park, Uncle Cindy would buy
Uncle
you
Cindy's
cigarettes.
trailer.
Yeah,
Oh.
at Uncle Cindy's trailer, you could smoke as much as you want. Me and my cousin would just chain smoke, eat salt and vinegar chips with Cheese Whiz, and watch Lifetime, and it was, like, the best.
That is pretty country, but
Yeah.
that's impressive. Okay, and did your parents know that Uncle Cindy was allowing this?
No. They did not, but then my dad would never allow me to smoke, but by the time I was, like, 16, um, I had gotten in some trouble just being a naughty teenager, acting out, and I was like, "Mom, I have to smoke. I wanna be honest with you about it, like, I'm gonna smoke." And so my mom she was like, "Well, I don't care. Just smoke." And so my mom just started letting me smoke to the point that when my show choir group I tell this story in the album, my show choir group, we made it to nationals, and I said I wasn't gonna go because you can't smoke. And my
Oh.
mom looked at me so seriously and said, "Who said you can't smoke?" And I was like
That's
I
not
was
what I
like,
thought
"The
she was gonna
school."
say. Oh my god, that's
No.
so funny.
She wrote me a note. She wrote me a note that said,
And you can smoke?
yes, that I can smoke as many Marlboro Lights as I would like on the singing field trip. Um, and and they let me do it. They were like, "We've never I
We
guess
got a
you can
note.
smoke."
I guess
Yeah.
you can
They
Wow, and I don't know why the show choir part just adds so many layers of, because you would be worried about your
Yes.
voice normally, right? As this to be
One would
not
think.
smoking. Yeah, you'd think, and then that's also like just a super gay thing to be in show choir. So I was like, this is so perfect. Oh my gosh. And your mom, wow. I mean, I have questions for your mother, I think, but But you were kind of right in saying like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this anyways, so I'm just telling
Yeah.
you." And so I kind of don't. But I'm a parent, and there's hard points where you're like, "How tough do I be when they also need to make their own decisions and make choices, whatever."
Yeah.
So if you're telling her like, either I'm gonna hide it, and we're gonna have to keep doing the fart spray thing or whatever. Or I could just be honest with you. And she's like, fine, just be honest with me. But that's hilarious. She's like, who said you can't smoke? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay. I mean,
Most
that's all right.
popular week of my life. Like all the girls that didn't ever talk to me, that they were like, "Oh my God, are you going to the smoking section? We're gonna like stand by and just get a puff." And I'd be like, "I'm sorry, did you get a note? I don't think you got a note."
God. This is not even parent approved, but just it's a medical purpose. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's so amazing. And that really just tickles me for some reason. And Blake I can hear him laughing in the other room still.
Deborah's a
Oh
good
my
20
gosh.
minutes of the album, I would say.
I bet. Yeah, now I feel like we gotta.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to go pre-order now because you gotta hear this. The unsupervised making decisions is one thing, as a child. Like I have 10-year-old and just, especially with the internet. But you're saying
Yeah.
they left us outside to do stuff. I'm from like a suburb of Seattle, and we had a big backyard. So I was out there like all the time, and my dad had a shed, and so I would just be in the shed like fucking with tools and nails and and he smoked. I'm from Seattle, so he smoked weed like my whole life, but I didn't know what it was, so I'd like find stuff in there. I never like tried to smoke his weed, I don't think. But that was like I was just alone in the backyard like all the time. I'm setting stuff on fire like most of the time. But
Yeah. What was the deal with us with playing with fire? We loved
I
to
don't
have
know.
Roman candle wars, which is those.
Yeah, you shoot them at each other. Yeah.
We would put on a bunch of winter coats, like multiple winter coats, and then shoot each other with them. And and we weren't told to not do that until my mom looks out the kitchen window and my brother's completely on fire. And
She's like, it's fine until
she was
someone
like,
actually gets
"Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to cut that out, kids. Okay."
right. That's enough. Don't set each other on fire. Oh my God. And then there's part of it that's like, I wish my son wanted to go outside and do stuff. Like he would rather be on a screen now, which we don't do a lot of that. But he's like, I'm bored. I'm like, go outside, play with sticks and stuff. What are you doing? There's not as much of that. And I feel like we were just encouraged to just be outside alone all the time, or unsupervised,
All the
not
time.
necessarily alone. But yeah, that was, oh my gosh.
Sometimes not allowed inside. I don't know. Just get outside. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
go
but I
outside.
want to be in here. No, you can't go outside.
And then how unsafe the fireworks and stuff. That's the Roman candle is.
Oh
That's
yeah.
so funny. Put on all your. I have done stuff like that where I put on all my snow stuff, and then I would like try to kill bees or something, and that way if they stung me, then it wouldn't feel. It's like summer. I'm like sweating.
Yeah, I think at one point we
Oh.
had shorts on with just all the winter jackets.
On top. Yeah, it's too hot. If you have fireworks, that's usually during the summer, right? So yeah, that's like.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, maybe. I don't know. That one maybe wasn't intentional, but that's also a stupid idea. I like the theme that we've had this episode of making dumb choices as a younger person. And
Yeah.
it just, I mean, I think you're supposed to, but then almost everything that you told us could have like seriously injured somebody or
Oh
killed
yeah.
them, like that is
Yeah.
so there's that line of like, I want kids now to like, yeah, go outside, be alone, be unsupervised. But then there's part of it where it's like, I also you got to make sure they don't die. So that's, I don't think I'll ever forget your mom writing you a note so that you can smoke on your. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, let's do where can people follow you and come see you and listen to your podcast and then remind us about the album one more time. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's still making me laugh. Okay.
Well, that's great. I'm a comedian. I'm so happy I'm making you laugh.
Yeah, you're doing
You're a
awesome.
comedian too, so I'm like feeding off of this right now.
Yeah, it's great.
So you can follow me at Ali Clayton Comedy, Ali spelled ALI. On TikTok and Instagram. I don't do Twitter because I'm dyslexic and they don't let you edit your spelling. And the album is Country Queer. You can go to blondemedicine.com and pre-order it. And then it will be on all platforms May 31st. I'm doing an album release show on May 31st as well at Union Hall at 7:30 in Brooklyn, New York. So if you're in New York, come to that. And then I'll be on tour all of June in the Midwest, and all those dates are on my socials.
That's so exciting. Okay. Yes, everyone go follow and pre-order the album. We'll put the link in the description here on the episode. I was going to say on YouTube, but it's also a podcast. Which this is on YouTube too. Yeah, follow, do all that stuff. Make sure your kids are supervised. Maybe, I don't know. Is it the moral of the episode?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Actually, I'm just here to help parents.
Yeah, there you go. It's a cautionary tale of don't leave the kids alone with the lawnmower. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, anyways, yes, follow, check out the album, and you can rate and review and subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening, or if you're on YouTube, you can subscribe here, and then we also have YouTube memberships for ours, so if you want the episodes early and ad-free and all that stuff, you can do that here for us, and this was fantastic. Thank you. And right now, you can just keep watching Dumb Pitches.
You're weird.
Yes. Dumb Pitches was created and hosted by me, Monica Nevi. Recorded with Nast Studios in Seattle, Washington, and produced by Blake Burton of Nast Studios. Theme music by Michael Evans. Paid for by Nevi Ending Productions, which is just me. So please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you are listening. Join YouTube memberships now if you really want to help. youtube.com/MonicaNevi/join.